Welcome to NHL News Reports, and today we have our series continue on about how well did they draft for the Blackhawks 2010 and 2019. Let's start off with 2010, but before I do that, this is a series 1 to 31. I'm already on the Blackhawks, starting at Anaheim, go to Blackhawks, and then I'll be at the finish will be the Jets, of course, in alphabetical order. But after I finish this whole series, I will be doing a ranking from 1 to 31. How well do they draft? Who drafted the best in the last 9 years? Who drafted the worst in the last 9 years? And I give credit to players that were drafted by the team. Doesn't matter if they were traded. For example, Philip Forsberg. He got traded from the Caps to the Predators before he played a game with the Caps at all. He was drafted by the Caps. I give him the point for that. Same thing, 2010, first round here, we have Kevin Hayes. He was drafted by Chicago, played in the Rangers, so I'm going to give the point to the Blackhawks for doing a good job drafting him, even though we all know he was not drafted by, he never played with the Blackhawks. I still give it to him for being drafted by the Blackhawks, and I give the Blackhawks a bonus on that one, definitely. Moving on to the next one, we have second rounder. You might know him as most likely as a Toronto Marley or Toronto Maple Leaf, Justin Hall. And you might not know this, I did not know this either, that Justin Hall was drafted by the Blackhawks. A good AHL defenseman, NHL defenseman. He's trying to still mold his game to that, high standard of NHL, but hasn't done that yet. And you have third round, you have Joakim Nordstrom. Fantastic with the Boston Bruins, right? We saw some good stuff on that fourth line by Joakim Nordstrom, especially in Game 7. What a stop by Binnington on Nordstrom. But not just that, some good stuff for the season. A good fourth lineup, so you got a pretty solid NHL player out of Nordstrom. Good job, Blackhawks. Moving on to 2011, we have Phillip Danault, a good young player. You might know him as a Montreal Canadian. Yes, he was drafted, he was traded, but Danault, a good center. Most likely he should be more of a third line center, but still Montreal plays him as a first line. But this guy looks good, tons of talent, and definitely I don't think we saw all of it. Definitely not. Moving on to the second round, you have Adam Clendening. If you don't know who he is with the Blue Jackets now, right defenseman, or just a defenseman. I don't know if he's right or left, but he's a defenseman. Adam Clendening for the Blue Jackets now. And yeah, Brendan Saad, of course, was with the Blackhawks, then went to the Blue Jackets, back with the Blackhawks after the whole trade for Panarin. And I know Blackhawks fans don't want me to talk about that, but Saad was drafted, and I think that was a pretty good pickup. Definitely it was. And then fifth round we have is Andrew Shaw. That was actually a really good pickup at the fifth round, isn't it? Coming back to Blackhawks now this year, right? But definitely played absolutely fantastic with the Blackhawks. Played okay with Montreal, played 3 seasons with Montreal, but didn't play as good like he did with the Blackhawks, and definitely I think he'll flourish even more coming back to the Blackhawks. So let's move on to 2012. We have first round Teuvo Teravainen, a great center or winger, whatever you want to call him, right winger or center. A good guy that really has a lot of talent. It's not like a franchise center, but he's a good second, third, well, more like a second, the first line. On the right wing, of course. Now he's with the Hurricanes, playing with Aho on the right wing, and then Aho's at center. You got Teravainen, and then Fogle or whoever you want on the left side. But definitely, Teravainen is a fantastic player, and I'll give credit to Blackhawks. You drafted a fantastic guy. And then another highlight from the 2012 draft. It wasn't the best draft, but hey, look at what Blackhawks got out of it. Some teams didn't get much out of it, but I can tell you right now, the Blackhawks did. Definitely, right? Didn't we see some good stuff here? So, 6th round, Vinny Hinostroza. Of course, now he's with the Coyotes, but, really shows some good talent, and I think he's going to show even more with the Coyotes. I think he's a great pickup. Vinny Hinostroza, a good second put him at second, I guess. More like third, fourth line right winger. But he has a lot of talent, and I think he's very underrated as a player, and I really like Vinny Hinostroza. Moving on to 2013, we got first round Ryan Hartman. Of course, now he's with Minnesota, previously with the Flyers at the deadline. And then before, he was with the Nashville Predators for like about 2 years. And Hartman never became that guy that Blackhawks thought he would become. Of course, he was traded to Nashville. But you know what I mean? What are you going to do about that? But, basically didn't become what the Blackhawks want, and need to really prove to Minnesota that I was drafted for a reason. That's how I was drafted, and definitely this is the way to go. But he's got to show that. Second round, you have Dahlstrom, a defenseman now for Coyotes before Blackhawks. He's more of a third pairing defenseman, or just scratched, basically, if you want to do that. And then third round, you have John Hayden. Of course, now he got traded to the Devils for Joe Quenneville. It's pretty funny because Joe Quenneville used to be the coach. But basically, you know what I mean. It worked okay, but whatever. He's an okay player. Fourth round, you got Tyler Marty. Of course, he was traded to the Blue Jackets with the Panarin trade for Saad. Definitely, this was not the best trade, but Marty still trying to find his way. Now he's in Vancouver. After being from Blue Jackets to Vancouver, he's still trying to find his way. I don't know if he will or not, but we'll see. Moving on to fifth round, here we have Luke Johnson. And Luke Johnson, he's still an AHL player for the Chicago. I mean, I forgot the name of it. Oh, man. The AHL team for the Blackhawks. How did I forget that? I have it in my mind. I just can't say it right now. I'm sorry. He's okay. You know, he's a good AHL player, but when he comes to the NHL, it's like, you know what I mean? Literally like that. So, we'll see how it works out. We'll see. 2014, first round, you have Nick Schmaltz. He gets drafted first round. I thought he was pretty good with Blackhawks, and then he got traded to Coyotes. I was like, what are the Coyotes doing? They're getting Dylan Strome. Hey, Dylan Strome did become that good guy for them, didn't he? With the brinket. And also, Pelini came to Blackhawks too. Schmaltz was out for most of the year. You know, not career ending injury. I mean, end of season injury, definitely for most of the year. So he did look good with the Coyotes. A small portion they saw, but definitely he was good. Of course, played the Blackhawks the last 2 years before them, and still is good. But hey, getting Dylan Strome, I wouldn't mind getting Dylan Strome. You know what I mean? Literally, he never fit with the Coyotes at all. So definitely, Schmaltz is the way to go. Well, more like Dylan Strome. But we'll see how Schmaltz does next year. I think he's a fantastic player. Great. Lots of skill. Sixth round, you have Sakura. It looks like he might be making the NHL next year. Let's kind of see how he does. He's up and down in the minors, you know what I mean? He's a good prospect, but we'll see how if he becomes that guy they want. 2015, they did not have a first round this year. They traded away. But they got Dennis Gilbert. I have a couple of times like a first word and then D and then the last name, because sometimes I don't get mixed up with names and all that, just to know that. Dennis Gilbert, like I'm gonna think like Tom Gilbert or something, someone else. I mean, like when Montreal used to have a defenseman, so I want to make sure I'm right about this. But so what's now? Gilbert, okay, you know, not really much. Fourth round, Shea. I think he went to another team. I can't remember if he was or not. I feel like Carolina, but I don't feel like that's true or not. I can't remember if that's right or not. And then you have, next we have 2016. Also, they got rid of their first round, so now you have Alex DeBrincat. What a pickup. And you know how they got this pick? They got it with, let me tell you right now, Montreal. They traded Andrew Shaw to the Montreal Canadiens for two second round picks. I'm like, 2 first round picks, man, that would be a high demand for Shaw, isn't it? 2 second-round picks, and one of them was Alex DeBrincat. And so I'm like, why did Montreal never keep on to? They could have got DeBrincat. Whenever that happens, I just say this: how do you know that Montreal is going to draft DeBrincat? How do you not know it's going to be someone else? So they could have passed on over DeBrincat. You never know. Just put it always out there, okay? And they had Chad Christ. Looks like a good defenseman. Definitely, I see some good stuff coming his way. A good young defenseman. Good stuff there. 4th round Carlson. He is with, I think, the Blue Jackets now. But a good defenseman. I think we can see some stuff coming in to the NHL pretty soon. But we'll see how that works out. 2017, we got 1st round Henry Jokiharju. I used to never say that. I couldn't ever say that name till someone said it to me. I'm like, oh, that's right. But now I know how to say it. Ever since the trade. From Buffalo, he's going to Buffalo. So he went to Buffalo for Alexander Nylander, of course. Nylander didn't work out. Jokiharju started off good and then started to peter off. So I think Jokiharju is better over Nylander. But whatever. Not William Nylander. Alexander Nylander. There's a difference. He used to be with Buffalo. But Jokiharju, I give him a point for getting this guy. This guy was drafted at the United Center, at the Blackhawks, with Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane calling his name. That's pretty special, I gotta say. And you have 2nd round, you have Ian Mitchell. I think he's a pretty good player. I just put it out there. Could be something you can see in the future on the team. And we'll see how that works, because it's not much. After like 17, from like 16, 17, 18, 19, you're still trying to figure out who else is going to be drafted right now. Like literally, because I'm trying to figure out like, oh, you know, who do we see better now? You know what I mean, right? Let's move on to 2018. We have 1st round Adam Barquist. Of course, he was supposed to be, remember the beginning of the year was supposed to be Darlene and Barquist. 1st round, 1st pick was Darlene. Barquist right behind him, 2nd round. But he got picked 8th, so I think Adam Barquist is a good player. I think they're going to wait 1 more year for him, but you never know. And you have Bohannon, or however you say his name. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. And I will say, I do like his play, his defensive play. I do like him. I think Montreal is actually going after him, and they found out that he got drafted. Like, but he's a good defenseman. Definitely, I see some good stuff from him. 2019, 1st round, we have Kirby Dach, of course, just drafted 3rd overall. That was a shock, because I thought it was going to be Alex, a Chicago native, whole thing. Great center, this and that. I got proved wrong on that one. But I thought Kirby Dach was going to be like 8th or something, like Buffalo, Anaheim, Oilers. I didn't think he was going to go that high up. Chicago see something in him. Alright, you see something in him, then go for him, I guess. 2nd round, you have Alex Vlasic. I thought he was a pretty good player, so I put him out there. We'll see how he ends up in the NHL. So now we're going to revisit this question. How well did they draft? Well, like I said, I don't care if they were traded away. I want to say they were drafted here. They get a point for that, definitely. You know, getting some good 1st rounders, definitely. You have Hayes, you have Deneau, you have Tailvine and Hartman, Schmaltz. Jokiharju looking good. Barquist maybe looking good. Looking pretty good. Of course, got some good players, and like I said, the 1st round, DeBrincat, he looked like he can score around 40 to 50 goals. Maybe I'm pushing at 50. You're probably all going to tell me you're pushing it. Maybe I am. But around 40 goals, definitely. 40, 45, I'll say. But, you know, DeBrincat, you know, Saad, Shaw, just Vinny Hinostroza, guys like that, of course, those guys are awesome. Of course, a lot of these players were traded away, but they were drafted by Chicago, so I'll give it to them, right? So, thanks for watching. This is NHL News Sports. Please like the video, do the bell, comment, share, and let me comment below what you think about this, you know. Something this is a great draft. Of course, we got some great players from this team that are not with the team anymore, with different teams like Arizona. There's a lot of them, like Dahlstrom, Vinny Hinostroza, Schmaltz. Got 3 players right there to tell you. But thank you for watching. Any Shock News Sports, please like the video, do the bell, comment, share. Remember, this series is going on for 31 teams. So, you want that team? If you say, "Oh, how about my team?" It might be done, or I will be getting to it pretty soon. Alright, see you next video. Bye.